Hey, loyal viewers, all 12 subscribers of you, or maybe only 11. I'm going to bring you some HPHB TH10 3-star attacks in this video. The goal here is to make this a smidge more of a tutorial on HPHB than the usual just 3-star war attack captures, but it'll still mostly just be attack recap. So this is again from our recent war against this Arabic named clan that I don't know how to say. I don't read Arabic or whatever language that is. And Zach, one of our strong TH10s, and Sierra, another of our strong TH10s, each used HPHB to put up some 3 stars. We're going to watch Zach's attacks first, and then Sierra's, and hopefully that gives you some idea about how to use this attack style at the TH10 level. These are all legit TH10s, not 9.5s or anything, or rushed bases. All right, let's check out Zach's first. Okay, so first we've got some lighter weight multi-ball, disco ball infernos, kind of in the center base, a little bit tougher CC pole. 84K, so this is on the lighter side for a TH10, but certainly not a, so I would call it midweight. So Zach's bringing a modified HPHB here. He's got bowlers in the CC, 3 healers, 3 P.E.K.K.A.s, 3 Valkyries, 13 wizards, 13 hogs, couple archers, couple minions for cleanup, and 2 baby dragons. Now, what Zach does is a little different than the average HPHB person is he takes these 3 Valkyries and uses them in combination with his baby dragons to make a really big funnel. And, the reason that you might want to look at this and think about this is if you are trying to use HPHB at TH10 and you're finding it fails because your bowlers or your queen fall off to the side of the entry point. That is, that your funnel just doesn't prove broad enough for those 2 troops, and you lose that CC kill support or that fire over walls to get that inferno support by the queen or the bowlers respectively going around. This style that Zach uses with Valkyries to improve his funnel might give you some ideas about how to improve your funnel as well. So let's check it out. Well, I guess first let's give a little bit, why might you be interested in HPHBing this base? Anytime that you can get the CC and heroes at the same time to really clear the field for your hogs, it's potentially a good HPHB base. Additionally, P.E.K.K.A.s don't really care that much about even the upgraded multi-balls, so if you're able to put your P.E.K.K.A.s onto multi-ball Inferno and there aren't singles to deal with, then that's promising. Before the recent multi-ball upgrade, I might have said, oh, what's the point of watching videos of 3 stars on multi-ball? But these days we're seeing a lot more of them with their recent upgrade. All right, so things on this base that might make you think HPHB. Kind of spread, a lot of boxes, so you need a second half team. You're just not going to slam it with Valkyries or P.E.K.K.A.s only. Heroes and CC might be able to be dealt with together. Zach doesn't use a jump, and I like that, but also sometimes if you see a base where one jump is going to really be able to push your tanks in deep, that could be good. So let's go ahead and watch it. All right, so first step in any HPHB attack is to get your funnel going. Zach's going to go in here on the northwest because he wants to punch in at that multi-ball Inferno and have the heroes come to him, and he'll handle the CC. All right, here come his extra Valkyries to cut the funnel. The first time I ever saw this, I thought, what? That is so many troops just to cut funnel, 24 spaces. But check out the value that he gets for these Valkyries. That's like another 5 buildings, including a defense. Let's pause here for a second. All right, so check out that he's dropped the P.E.K.K.A.s on the edge of the funnel and then had them push towards the remaining buildings. But the BK on the other side drops his CC of 1 giant and 5 bowlers in between them with the queen. One mistake that you'll make with HPHB that you don't want to make is waiting too long to put the queen or the bowlers down. Particularly if you put one of the 2 down and not the other. You put just the bowlers down, They throw their rocks over the walls. They knock down a couple of things that the queen might have reached. Then you drop the queen, and all of a sudden she says, I can't shoot anything here. I'm heading left. And then when the CC comes out, you don't have any help. If that does happen, you can try to save your attack by pushing those two wizards that you're packing. Some people will use this for cleanup. Sometimes you push them in with the tanks in order to get a little more kill on the CC, but they can rescue your attack if your archer queen goes around. Get two wizards under rage, and they will kill a pack of loons or a dragon pretty quickly. Obviously, the ground troops will take care of any ground CC. So Zach does this right here. You can see everyone is right on top of each other, and all the buildings that are going to lure the queen and the bowlers in are still up. Continuing. Puts the healers down, of course, behind everyone. So one P.E.K.K.A kind of tried to swerve there, but it worked out. Rage punches in really quickly. The CC comes out, poisons the queen, get the loons. Ground troops get the Valkyries. Rages again in order to keep those P.E.K.K.A s pushing in. Now, at this point, you might be just a smidge worried about that queen not going down and your own archer queen not being on her, but you've got those bowlers under healer there, and you've got a P.E.K.K.A that's hard to see in there, and as soon as they break through that wall, bam, the queen goes down. So, in expectation of that, Zach began his hog charge right there. And I really, let's point out another thing here. Another pro tip for HPHB. You've got to put your hogs somewhere where they are supporting another troop and being supported by another troop. So right in the P.E.K.K.A's shadow is perfect. Sometimes you can end up with the healer switch onto the hogs. That's not necessarily a bad thing. P.E.K.K.A can keep trucking, cleaning up trash, and the hogs can end up with the healers. Or in this case, when your hogs bounce out to get that sort of outside defense that without a tank around would cause problems, that is, your hogs would start getting picked off. With that tank around in the kind of in the core, the extra defenses don't get to chew on the hogs where they're getting that border. The other option that people use a lot is to support the queen. In this case, I think he made the right call on where to put the hogs because the queen really wasn't very far up on that far north side. You can see there are those sort of lingering 3 defenses where the hogs would have sat for a while without any support. So make sure that you don't put your hogs out solo where they have no help and don't help anyone. Continuing. Alright, so another heal goes down, catches the P.E.K.K.A and the hogs. Good stuff. He's got some skellies working on the hogs, but not that big a deal. The nearly dead P.E.K.K.A is tanking for the hogs and the queen. Queen nibbles off a few skellies. It's always nice. So at this point, he's got, well, now 3 defenses left and a bunch of cleanup, and he has a heal spell. So he goes ahead and uses that heal spell to make sure his hogs make it through the last bit. Probably a good call. They were a little dinged, and there's some skellies up there, but I'm guessing he would have been okay even without the heal spell. Meanwhile, he's got some minions doing cleanup. The P.E.K.K.A is doing cleanup. The Archer Queen's doing cleanup. There's lots of people to get this wrapped up. Alright, so there's the comp as discussed before. 3 healers, 3 P.E.K.K.As, 3 Valkyries, 2 baby dragons, a couple wizards, a few cleanup troops, 2 rages, 3 heals, 2 poisons, CC bowlers, and whatever you get for hogs. So 13 in this case. Let's go on to Zach's second hit. Alright, this is an 84K TH10. As you can see, the Infernos are a little more upgraded. There's really nothing particularly weak about this base. It just doesn't have maximum cannons and things like that. Okay, again, bringing essentially the same composition. Let's look again at what might make you think HPHB would work for this attack. The central heroes, if you can get enough push in, can work. You'll kill both heroes in the CC. You need to be aware as you watch this attack and other videos online that Zach has a AQ39, and that's fairly probably essential that you have a decently sized queen to be doing these attacks at TH10. But that's pretty much true for any 3-star at TH10. So other things that make this look appealing, if you can clip one of these sort of flanking boxes on the southwest northeast, there's these nice lanes from south to east, from west to north, for hogs to run along. You generally don't want hogs dropping into a big box as sort of a blob of defenses. You want them to kind of run a lane where they take defenses somewhat one at a time. It looks like it's pretty easy to trim. That is to remove some buildings beforehand, so that can make the funneling easier. All right, let's watch. Not sure why nothing is happening. You can see it waited a long time to drop his first shoot. All right, baby dragon goes down. Cutting funnel. Second baby dragon goes down. So he's chosen to go with the CC side. That's usually advisable. Both heroes should jump that wall for him and come play, but his queen 4 bowlers will really get over the wall. Not particularly strong heroes, but it doesn't take a very big direct hog attack. Again, uses those Valkyries to extend the CC, in that case 1 on the northwest, and then sends the other 2 in with everyone else to help with the CC kill and advancing charge. Again, P.E.K.K.A.s, heroes, bowlers, healers. Alright, so let's pause here for a moment and look what's kind of happening as he puts his hogs down. King is dead, the CC is dead, his heroes are punched in, his rages and poisons have gone down. The enemy queen is not dead yet, but you don't need to wait for her to drop, because the P.E.K.K.A.s and the bowlers are about to go get her, and she's under poison. Again, he's made, you can see this sort of nice lane that forms from the east for the hogs that runs down to the south without a lot of distraction. As they get down towards the big box of defenses again, you know, they're going to start fragmenting. But this should allow the hogs to mostly stick together and for those heals to be pretty effective. And then in the latter part of the attack, if the laning breaks down, as it will when you have sort of this one skinny box on the southwest and then another box of multiple defenses right next to it, that'll be all right because the support will have arrived by then and a lot of defenses will be down. All right, so he goes ahead and chooses the burn a heal in the center. That's atypical to use it on the core team, but a really smart decision. He's got bowlers, P.E.K.K.A.s, well, 1 bowler, P.E.K.K.A.s, DK all in there. And he needed them to not die. If they had all died, I think this attack would have been in trouble. But instead, 2 of the P.E.K.K.A.s extend into the southwest large box that the hogs are going to struggle with a little bit. And the 3rd P.E.K.K.A. comes in pretty full. And as a result, they're still tanking in front with the queen. He's got to come back a little bit for that archer tower. So he goes ahead and drops that heal on the heroes in the tank. If the hogs aren't taking fire, you don't have to use the heal on them. Often you can use the heal on your tanks, and then the hogs are going to catch up and will come back into that heal. You get a value for both parts of your attack out of 1 spell. So it's really good to watch for those kind of opportunities where you know, okay, my hogs are in good enough shape, I'll heal my tanks, and then the hogs can catch the second half of the heal. And as you can see, fairly authoritative. King, queen, bowler, P.E.K.K.A., a couple wizards, big P.E.K.K.A. hogs still alive. Alright, let's watch Sierra's HPHB hit. Alright, so hopefully this is giving you some idea about how to use HPHB effectively at TH10. Alright, so we've got an 83,000 K base. Again, a little lighter. This one is a little kind of funny. There's sort of a variety of defensive levels in here, but the Expos are reasonably tough. The Infernos are lightweight. But singles, you know, P.E.K.K.A.s aren't in love with singles. Neither are your heroes. And since they're deep, you're not really going to be able to get your hogs directly on them. So why might you think about HPH being this base? Well, you can get your core team in on the CC and both heroes, and then the base sort of has relatively natural lanes for hogs, as long as you keep them sort of all just wandering randomly into the core. The problem is going to be, are the single infernos going to smoke your tanks and heroes? So let's check out how Sierra handled this. I will note that she almost ran out of time at 2:53. I'm not sure. She's great at trimming, so I'm not sure what made this attack a little bit slow. Alright, so first two baby dragons, insane dark elixir drill, which makes them fork, so trying to clear some trash out of this eastern entry point. Another baby dragon down to the south to prevent circling, and now as you can see, this trash is all pretty vulnerable, so two archers and two minions go down. Get a partial CC pull, the baby dragons handle those archers just fine. Now uses the two Valkyries that she brought to clip some trash, gets the main P.E.K.K.A healer combo headed into the middle. She's got wizards supporting behind the P.E.K.K.As to help with that kill, and the queen goes down. Then poison. Things go really fast here at the beginning of HPHB. You kind of got to have the rhythm down, so I definitely recommend doing some friendly challenges just so you get the how you put your troops down. Alright, let's pause at the hog entry. So, since this is basically a ring base in a lot of ways with these sort of flanking bees, it's not surprising that the tanks are kind of splitting up. So you got the bowlers and the queen going one way, and you've got the P.E.K.K.As and the BK going the other way. They just killed the enemy archer queens. That's great. She's not going to wreck your hog attack. And you have to decide which way you're going to support with the hogs. Since the queen is in good shape, Sierra decides to support the hogs. At least I assume that's what the thinking was. Hoping that the queen can survive the infernos because the hogs come in with her. If you've done the same thing with the BK, since the bowlers aren't with them, and I think the wizards are smoked at this point, there's nothing really to get the single inferno tower, and probably those P.E.K.K.As and the BK are just going to eat it as they go around to the northeast side. So good call there. That's the kind of adaptive thing that you have to do in terms of thinking about your hog attack. It's a little less discreetly planned, I think, sometimes. Continuing. Alright, so hogs go down. They are, I'll use this word a little incorrectly, let's say distracting rather than tanking the single inferno. That's letting the bowlers and the queen get in close. Unfortunate giant bomb there smokes all the bowlers. That's, I think, why this attack was slow. The second heal has gone down. The hogs are still doing pretty nicely. Struggling a little there in the center. That's the whole laning thing. If you were watching, you might have noticed a few seconds ago the hogs kind of split up, went to a bunch of different defenses. So the queen's gotten the one of the infernos in the town hall. Two P.E.K.K.As have worked their way around. The hog timing was perfect because the hogs got in there and distracted the inferno, and now the hogs are pretty much dead as the P.E.K.K.A comes into the single. So this is really tight timing. Just a little bit less time, and the P.E.K.K.A gets killed. But with that new mild nerf to the single infernos, just taking just a little longer to heat up to the full damage, the P.E.K.K.A lives. The last hog goes to try to take care of the Tesla, and it doesn't. And Sierra chose to use her cleanup troops early to cut funnel, and that's usually a great call, but in this case, sure would have been nice to have one archer. You can see that that's going to be one of the things that also makes this attack run long. So, P.E.K.K.A tanking out the Tesla, queen with a sliver of health, and now they just have to circle back to the last trash build. So you can see that you can also do this with singles, but it's definitely a little more delicate. You've got to figure out how to time things so the queen and the hogs arrive in the right order at the singles. You don't have usually the luxury of having a rage for the queen and to get through both infernos. So there you have it. There's 3 HPHB TH10 hits on mid TH10 with Inferno Towers. I hope that helps you think about whether that attack could help you win your clan wars. Alright, thanks for watching.